They were having the NFP, that's a non-farm payroll. Now, non-farm payroll is the biggest news in the forex market. Good morning. Good morning to everyone that's dropping comments to you all. Okay. And good morning to you. So today we're having the NFP news in the forex industry. It's a measure of employment in the United States of America, and it's going to come out by 2:30 p.m. You can see on the screen I have my forex factory page opened, and 2:30 p.m. we have the biggest event. Now, simultaneously, we're also having employment change and unemployment rate from Canada today. So, uh, usually, this is what happens on the day America releases this data for employment. Canada releases also, though there are some exceptions. There are some times when, for one reason or the other, Canada may shift theirs till maybe the next Friday, but most of the time, the data is released same day. Same day, same time. Now, what is going to be interesting about today's NFP and Canada's employment this today is because currently Canada and America are having a trade war. Before President Trump was inaugurated into office, he began to make some claims that when he becomes president, he will annex Canada, he will impose tariff. Started saying that America funds Canada annually to the tune of about $200 billion, and they're not going to do that anymore. Now, instead of them funding Canada up to the tune of $200 billion, why can't Canada become a state, become the 51st state in United States in America? And so when he became president, finally inaugurated into office, he made his promise come to pass by imposing a tariff on Canada, and Canada responded last Sunday by also imposing a tariff on US. So the trade war has actually commenced, and that led to the weakening of the Canadian dollar right from the beginning of this week, while the American dollar is strengthened. So now employment data on both ends, it's really going to be well, let's see how it works out. Let me not preempt the markets yet. So, but we're not going to be trading the Canadian dollar. We don't trade card for today. We trade the dollar. That's what we trade. We trade employment data from the US, but it's definitely going to have its impact on Canada, and I will give you the insight into what may happen to USD card. So emphasis is going to be on the American dollar and the employment data coming up. First is the average hourly earnings, and second is the non-farm employment change, and the third is the unemployment rate. So if you're on the platform, you can join us live this afternoon by 2:15 p.m. The signal will be dropped shortly, maybe from 2:20 to 25 p.m. thereabout, because we first of all analyze the market to give you an idea of what our expectations will be. Then the signal will be dropped. Please, I want to encourage us to join on time. Sometimes people join maybe 2:26 to 20, saying time is short for them to copy the signal. No, if you join on time, there will always be sufficient time for you to copy the signal, so that you can take it on time before the data is released. And don't just join for the sake of joining, join with a funded account. This is not a day you miss. It's not a day you want to do demo. No demo trading today, please. Trade purely with a funded account. You can still go ahead to top up your account now. You can top up your account now, reach out to your account manager. You can reach out to me too. I can send the account details to you, fund so that I can make good money on today NFP. So 3 events simultaneously, average hourly earnings. Now I'll just give a little education on this because there won't be much time to do that in the afternoon. Experience has shown that there won't be much time to go into all the details of explaining what NFP is, but we can still do that in the morning session like this. So average hourly earning is the change in the price businesses pay for labor, excluding the farming industries, and the actual greater than forecast is good for currency. So what average hourly earning measures is, in the US, people are paid per hour. $10 per hour is the minimum wage in the US. So this measures the change in the prices businesses pay for labor. So how many people are being paid $10 per hour? How many are being paid $20 per hour? And how many have increased from earning $10 per hour to $20 per hour? This is what this data, measures. And the next one is the non-farm employment change, and this is the change in number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry. And actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. So this is the number of people who are employed. You know, uh, every month this data comes out in the US. They have a data of those who got employers and those who are freshly employed, not those who, those who just got a fresh job. That's what this data is all about. So an actual greater than forecast is good for the currency, meaning that if you have a higher number of people employed in the previous month, then it shows you that the economy is very, very strong. And the last one is the unemployment rate. This is the percentage of the total workforce that is unemployed and actively seeking employment during the previous month. So here you have people who are unemployed, maybe those who lost their job or those who are freshly entering into the labor market, who now got a job during the previous month. So in this case, actual less than forecast is good for the currency. And I think I've explained this many, many times how this comes to be. That if you have people, you have more people you have less people who are unemployed, actively seeking employment, is better than having more. In this case, less is better because the government is not going to be paying so much to those who are unemployed. So actual less than forecast here is good for the currency. So in the afternoon, if all this comes out to be green, either greater than or less than, if we have a data that is green all through, then that means that the economy is very, very strong, and that will lead to a bullish movement on the dollar. And if on the other hand, all the data comes out to be bad, then all the data will be red, and then will look dollar will go massively bearish. Green, green, green means we are buying the dollar. Red, red, red means we are selling the dollar. It's just very straightforward like that. Let me put it that way. And on the other hand, it's possible that some of the data may not exactly come out as expected. We may end up with some green, some red. In such instances, we may have some spike here and there. But you don't need to get worried about that. We got you covered at PU Prime. We have our analysts, a team of analysts with combined experience of close to 30 years in the industry. So we know how to navigate around all this, whichever way the market, the data comes out, we really got you covered on it. So yours is just to come, get a funded account. If you need to top up, then be ready at the time when we drop the signal. It's going to be pending order. Buy stop, sell stop. Take it as fast as possible, either on your phone or your laptop, and make sure you've taken it at least some few minutes before 2:30, so that by 2:30 the trade gets triggered. All right, so let's leave the analysis for the NFP till afternoon. Let's look at what is obtainable for this morning session, or before the afternoon session. And I'll be looking at the JPY PS. Now, the JPY PS have been very, very weak. It's been selling all week long. We've had a bearish movement on virtually all the JPY pairs, and it looks like they're trying to take a bit of some rest, and maybe some reversal. So if this happens before the NFP, all well and good, but as much as possible, it will be advisable you don't have any running trade, as at the time the NFP will be released, because NFP data could actually change market direction depending on how the data comes out. But then let's look at what we have. This is Euro JPY. Like I said, we've been having a massive bearish, movement on all the JPY pairs right from the beginning of the week, and it looks like they're trying to take a break and have some reversal today, being Friday. So this is Euro JPY. Price hit a support zone on the daily time frame, on the daily, and if we sync back to the 1 hour, that's 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I think I'll stick with the 1 hour. We're having an inverse head and shoulder, forming on the 1 hour time frame. So we're expecting a bullish, breakout on the Euro JPY. We can still take it a step further by drawing a trend line there, and a second one right here to give us a falling wedge pattern. So if price is able to break out above the neckline, then that should trigger some bullish trade on the Euro JPY. So let's watch that in the course of today. At least if it triggers, you see now, and 1 p.m., fine. But just make sure you don't have any running trade by 2:30 when the NFP will be released. So what we're expecting now is a breakout above this zone to trigger a buy. And at your point of entry, please confirm that your RSI is clearly above 50. It's very important. RSI must be clearly above 50 at the point of entry. And we have similar pattern also forming on the GBP JPY and the CHF JPY, but I think I'll go with the GBP JPY. So we can see also that the GBP JPY price hits a support zone on the daily time frame. And we can also flip to 1 hour, and we can see that what is happening to the Euro JPY, we are seeing similar setup on the GBP JPY. We can also draw our trend line and a second one to form a falling wedge. All right, this is not really looking so perfect like a falling wedge, but whether it's a falling wedge or not, at least we have a valid trend line. So let's just stick with the one-sided trend line that we have. So an inverse head and shoulder is trying to form here. This is a shoulder, a head. It may drop a little further to form the second shoulder, then we have a breakout. And don't also forget there will be a neckline where we must get a breakout before we can trigger our trade. So let's, I think I'll prefer a break above this eye. Yeah, that's clearer. All right. So whenever price, if it comes down, and even if it doesn't, as long as it breaks above that resistance zone there, then we should have a valid breakout for GBP JPY. And don't forget, finally, RSI must be above 50 at the point of entry. So I'm bullish on both the Euro JPY and the GBP JPY. And these are the two setup I can see clearly the market for this morning as we await the NFP in the afternoon. All right, that'll be all from my analysis. If you have a question, you can drop. Let me attend to you as we round up. Okay, in the absence of any question, all right. Gold, New Zealand, JPY, GBP, AUD. All right, Mr. Ekpe, like I've always said, I think you chatted with me yesterday. Be careful with gold. This, especially on a day like this. Very careful. For the dollar pairs, I will really want to avoid giving any signal because we may not have much movement on them until the NFP data is released. There may not be so much clarity. So the best trade you can get on the major pairs today is during the NFP in the afternoon. Mostly the market will be quiet in the morning pending the release of the NFP data. That is what usually happens. Sorry. I'm trying to look for gold. Okay, so this is gold. Now, going by my earlier analysis at the beginning of the week, this is just my personal view. It may change by the time the data will be released. Market may change, but if you remember, I had an outlook at the beginning of the week that on the weekly time frame a we have price hitting a trend line. A rising wedge pattern being formed as price is making higher highs, and price came back to touch the trend line again on the weekly time frame. And if you go down to 1 hour, Yeah, earlier on, I think it gave an outlook as if there was going to be some bearish movement, which already happened. Yeah, I think I gave this sometime in the week. We saw some slight movements, a move up. To be honest, at this time, this guy is not clear. I don't have a clarity as to the direction he can give for now. So I want to say I don't want to give any analysis on gold for now. There's no clarity around gold. For me, there's no clarity around gold at the moment. So let me know part of it. Then he's asking about New Zealand JPY. Whatever is on the GBP JPY is applicable to the New Zealand JPY. It's across board for the JPY pairs. Now Solomon is asking about GBP AUD. So let's trade the GBP AUD. GBP AUD already made a massive bearish movement in the course of this week. Today is Friday. It's been selling from this Friday, Thursday, Tuesday, Monday. I think it's one of the instruments I analyzed in the course of the week. It has been a drop to the tune of 277 pips thereabout. And currently it's not okay. Let me see something better here. Let's go down to 4 hour. Okay, the person asking about GPAUD, are you on a trade or you are asking if there's a signal? Let me know precisely what you want. So I'm waiting for that person's response. Not on a trade. Okay, I believe this is the person that is asking about GPAUD. Okay, not on a trade. Okay. If you are not on a trade, then I would say it is not around anywhere we can give a signal for now. Assuming it hit a support or it hit this trend line and closed there yesterday, yes, we'll be looking for probably a buy. But at the moment, it's not around any zone where we have a signal at the moment. So just ignore it for now. Dollar index. I want to leave everything about the dollar till the afternoon, please. So I don't want to comment on the dollar at the moment. Okay, but Bankonika, this is, does it mean when there is pending news on US, one should not trade? Well, this is what happens. Anytime you are having a news, now each news comes with its own level of volatility. Some, even when we have a high impact news, some are more volatile than the others. Now, a news like NFP is the biggest news and is often very volatile. Usually, you are expected to place a technical trade. In fact, for normal news, even aside NFP, you are not expected to place a technical trade at least 2 to 3 hours before the release of a news. So, if a news is coming up by 2 p.m., the last technical trade you can place will be around 11 p.m. Anything after that, just let go of that technical trade. Reason is this: you may enter that technical trade and the news may take the trade into a different direction, even though your technical is right. Usually in forex trading, fundamental can override technical. So that's one of the reasons why some people lose trades in forex, because a news is ahead and you take a trade and the news comes out and kicks your trade to the opposite side and your trade is a stop loss. So the question you're now asking that, but if the news is a dollar news, but I'm trading I'm trading a GBP JPY, how does it affect? Some news cut across board, irrespective of the instrument you are trading. So what happens is that when there's a news ahead, let's say there's a news in the afternoon today. That's why I said that even the Euro JPY and the GBP JPY I give you, if it does not trigger by 12, please ignore it, because the NFP can change the direction. If the trade triggers between now and 9:10 and it has moved on 10, 20, 30, will be fine, perfect. But if it does not triggered by 11, 10, 11, 12, please just ignore it, because if you're on that trade and NFP is released, it can change the direction and your trade could become a losing trade. So that's why we always advise, if there's a news ahead at least 3 hours, don't take a technical trade. Rather wait till after the news. Let the effect of the news wear out before you can take technical trades. So I hope that is clear to Bankole Kayode. All day is asking about BTC, okay, GBP, USD, Euro, New Zealand. So Joe Bilano, what is fear and greed index in forex trading, sir? Well, fear and greed is actually a topic we take under our advanced class. Everybody has got greed, everybody has got fear, but for you to be a successful trader, you need to minimize it. Fear is that tendency to not be able to place a trade after some losing trades. And it happens to everyone. Maybe you've had some consistent losses, and the next time you want to trade, you're afraid. You know, it's also fear when you enter a trade and the trade is just slightly against you, you close it, or the trade is in your favor by 5 pips and you quickly close it. You cannot leave it on to run for 10, 20, 30 pips profit. All those are attributes of fear. Greed, on the other hand, is that tendency to want to make very massive profit on just a single trade. So you use one standard lot on a $1,000 account or even less than that because you want to make a killing on a single trade. That is a sign of greed. And both greed and fear will make you a losing trader. That's the truth. So you need to work on your fear. You need to kill your greed to be a successful trader. Euro USD, I'm still on a sell trade. All right, let me just look at briefly at all these things. We'll round up. BTC, let's check BTC USD. Can't seem to find it, so let me open a fresh one. Okay, I think I remember BTC. We gave an analysis on it a couple of days back. We have, price hitting the support zone, and I think I was telling that person of a zone. Well, that's in the past anyway. Let's ignore that. Price already moved in the direction of our expectation as at that time. So that's a past analysis. So what do we have for today? Well, I still believe BTC will have a bullish movement, but when that will happen is what I can't say because on the big picture, this is giving us an inverse head and shoulder view, which will still trigger, in a bullish direction. But how soon that will happen is what I can't really say. That depends on the market. So we have a falling wedge, oh sorry, not a falling wedge, we have a triangle pattern being formed, and we have a support zone here. So if price breaks, you can say price is testing this support zone. Price has tested it multiple times, one, two, three, because the bullish pressure is, beginning to build up. If price breaks out below the support zone, yeah, it will target the bigger support zone there. Otherwise, if price breaks out above, then the bullish movement or the bullish trend will continue. Now, some felt that because of the recent drop in BTC, is the bull run over. Bull run is a long-term thing. It's not, it's long-term. So whatever, and it doesn't mean that price will just keep buying, 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 buying. People have this opinion that when you talk about bull run, then it means that there will be no selling. Everything just be buying, buying. No, it doesn't work like that. Within a bull run, there will still be some selling. Those selling is called retracement. Then the price will continue in its original direction. So for me, if price breaks out below here, that will be a bearish movement, but that will be in the short term. But then if it breaks out above, yes, we have a bigger picture of a bull run continuation because this is an inverse head and shoulder. So don't worry, it's not perfect, I know, but don't worry. The years of experience, I can tell you what this is trying to form. So that's it. Short term sell, long term buy. That's my view on BTC USD and GBP USD Euro New Zealand. All right. Let's look at the Euro New Zealand first. Euro New Zealand has done some move at the beginning of the week. Bearish, been bearish all week. And currently we are having price hitting the support. So price is trading around the support zone there. This is a 4 hour. So let's go down. I think we should start from daily. All right, this is the daily time frame. We have a support zone on the daily time frame. This is the 1 hour, and all right, so from this 1 hour we can draw a trend line right here and a second one right here to form a falling wedge pattern. If this goes well, we could have a bullish breakout on the Euro New Zealand. But just confirm that your RSI is clearly above 50 at the point of entry. So I'm bullish on the Euro New Zealand. That's a very good setup there. Okay, that's for Madam Monaji. All right.
Thank you very much, sir. God
You're
bless you.
welcome, Emema. Okay, I think that will be okay. Somebody just dropped the request again. Mr. Zoji, we don't normally use currency trend meter. It's a function of individual trading style. I do price action. We don't use strength meter for price action. If you do indicator based trading, yes, you can use currency strength meter, but based on my own trading style, it's not compulsory. But if it works for your own trading style and how you trade, fine. It's not all concepts that you can incorporate into every style of trading. For me, I look at support resistance zone, so I pick top and bottom. The price will go in the direction, and it may not align with what strength meter is saying at that time. So that's why for this trading style, strength meter may not be the best. But if it's pure indicator trading you're doing, yes, strength meter can work because that is like trend following. So you can use strength meter for that. Jennifer is asking about Euro USD and GBP USD. I said that for now, these dollars major pairs are not a major concern at the moment because we still now. Jennifer, are you on a trade? Because we still have proper analysis on them in the afternoon. I don't want to keep repeating the same thing. Is Jennifer on a trade on Euro USD and GBP USD? I'd like to know so that we'll know. Okay, good. Are you in profit or on a loss? On a sell on the two of them, or on which one are you selling? Okay, what about Euro USD? Are you selling Euro USD too? Okay. All right. Now this is GBP USD. My overall outlook earlier on. My overall outlook on the big picture, I've always maintained this price hitting the support on the weekly time frame, and we're having a falling wedge pattern where price, yeah, falling wedge, and what was forming earlier as an inverse head and shoulder, which will trigger a bullish movement. But then yesterday there was a news because price hit a resistance on the daily. Price hit a resistance zone on the daily, and there was a news yesterday. So we had a retracement, which was a bearish setup. All right. But then there is expected to be continuation. So if you're on a sell trade, but then I'm not giving that 100% for now because we don't know the outcome of NFP. And that's why I'm trying as much as possible not to give any setup for all these major pairs today because NFP data may negate whatever you are seeing on your chart. That's the truth. You can override it. So that's if you have observed, I've been avoiding any mention of the major pairs. So technically for me, on the big picture from my own analysis, I believe this instrument should still continue going up, but that is still dependent on the outcome of the NFP today. If the NFP comes out, if it comes out good for the dollar, then GBP will still sell further, possibly touch this trend line before reversing. So there is no direct answer to your question. If you are on a sell trade, what I will advise is have a stop loss in place. If the news comes out good for the dollar, then the data may drop and you'll still be in profit. If it comes out bad for the dollar, then GBP will break out up and that will mean you lose the trade. So it's not a function of your risk management. What percentage of your account is, exposed to the market? You understand what I'm saying? So it's more of a discretionary thing what you want to do. If you're already on a sell on GPUSD, if it's not too much that you can let go of, then you close the trade. But if it's something you can still hold on, then just make sure your stop loss is in place. The decider of the movement finally is the NFP. So I hope that is clear. All right. Somebody is asking, when are you taking the class on greed and fear? I'm interested. My analysis is always right, but I don't want to get to the take profit. You have to learn to get to take profit too. Yeah, by just learning to let go. Just once you put a take profit and stop loss on a trade, stop monitoring the trade, leave it. That's the best thing. If you have analyzed well, you are sure of your analysis, put your take profit, put your stop loss, close your laptop on your phone and go and do other things. Come back later. Stop watching your trade. Because when you are watching it at your fear, you start getting afraid. If it enter retracements of minus 3, 10 pips, you close it. It's because you are watching the trade. If you are not watching it, you come back later to meet the results of your analysis, whether it went right or not. All right, that's going to be the end of the analysis this morning. Please trade safe. Have a great day. Don't forget to join us by 2:15 p.m. for NFP live trading. You can still go ahead to fund your account, reach out to your account manager, or you can reach out to me privately. I'll send the funding details to you. Don't miss the opportunity to make money today, NFP. All right, bye bye, and have a great day.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a great day.
Thank
You
you
too,
very
ma.
much.
Have a nice day.
You
And
too,
have
ma.
a nice weekend too.
You too, sir.